guys, how's it going? Laura with Garden Answer. I'm in my parents' garden today. In fact, I'm taking care of their gardens and their animals while they're gone for the weekend. And the last time I was walking around in the garden with my mom and dad, they were commenting on this area right here. So they had just planted some campanulas and some really sweet snapdragons. And they were commenting on how they were a little bit sad that the color was leaving the campanulas and how they weren't going to last for the next tour. So they are opening up their garden for a couple of local groups to come through this year. And they were really wanting this to kind of last. And they have another group coming through next weekend. So I thought, you know what, this is a perfect time to just sneak into their garden, plant something beautiful for them as a surprise and kind of as a thank you. Because as you guys know, if you watch our videos, we just did a whole video tour of their garden. And that's a big deal. It is kind of a vulnerable thing to allow a whole bunch of people to look in your private space. So I just thought that this would be a really sweet thank you for them. So what I went and picked up a couple of flats of this Angelface Super Blue Angelonia, which I think is gorgeous. I think it's going to be a great substitute for the campanula. And the wonderful thing about this is an annual, but it blooms from the time you plant it until frost. So there should be color all season long in this area. So what I want to do is clean up this area a little bit, kind of cut the campanulas back, and I'll show you how I do that. And then I want to pop all of these in the ground, and I want to give you a care guide on how to take care of these. To clean these campanulas up, I'm not going to be removing the entire bloom stalk because you can see about halfway down it's actually got new buds growing. So what I want to do is just remove the spent buds, the spent flowers. So I'm just going to follow it back to that first fresh bud, and then I'll just cut it right there, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up all the rest of these, lay the Angelonias out, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about that plant. So last winter, my parents had a mama cat with 3 babies show up, and the mom and one of the babies took off almost immediately and then left these 2 females. And my parents thought that they were a lot younger than they really were. And so they ended up having babies right there. So they've since had these 2 spayed, and they have been finding homes for the kittens. And Aaron's trying to wear me down to take a couple of them home. I don't know. I don't know what Russell would think. He'd probably love it. So I got them all in the ground, got the campanulas cleaned up, and I think it looks really good. I love all of the color. A few things about this annual: they grow about 30 to 40 inches tall, so they are quite a presence in the garden, adding a lot of color, a lot of vertical interest. They grow about a foot and a half apart, so I think I've got them spaced really nicely to where when they grow to their full size, they'll just fill in this spot just perfectly. They're also deer resistant, and they make a really good cut flower. So if that's your thing, if you like to bring cut flowers inside, I love it. It's one of my joys in life. This is a really good one because they're long lasting. So there are 4 things that you should know about this plant if you're trying to grow Angelonia and you want to have a lot of success with it. The first thing is that they love heat. Like, don't even mess with planting Angelonia early on in the season where you could possibly have a few more cold nights. It won't do very well in that type of situation. It likes summer heat. It's one of those that you could plant in the middle of summer, in the dog days of summer when it's 100 degrees, and it would love it. The second thing is they love sun. Now, don't let today deceive you. It is a super overcast day. It rained all night last night, which is not typical for us here in Eastern Oregon, but it's a lovely day to plant. But this area here gets a really good block of afternoon sun. They need at least 6 hours or more of sun in order to perform and bloom like you would want them to. The third thing is that they like consistent moisture. They don't like soggy soil, most plants don't, but they like to be consistently watered. So you either want to make sure you have a drip system set up. That's what's in this flower bed, so I know that they're going to be watered really consistently, or you want to have them in an area that's easy for you to reach with a garden hose so that you can keep them well saturated. The fourth thing is that they like to be fed regularly. Just like all other annuals, I keep mine on a weekly fertilizing schedule. I just use a water-soluble fertilizer and do that for annuals in the ground and annuals in containers. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I really enjoyed putting these in for my parents. I can't wait for them to get home from their vacation to see this little new spot in their garden. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.